Alright, so welcome to my review of the Honda CMX 500 Rebel, or most commonly known as the Honda Rebel 500. I bought my Rebel 500 on March 2019, so it has been a few months since then, and I believe I can make a proper review from my own experiences. Let's run some specs. The engine. The Rebel 500 runs on a 471cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine which produces 34 kilowatts of power at 8,500 RPM and 43.2 Newton meters of torque at 500 RPM. To put it simply, this means that you will have enough power whenever you need it. That's how I interpret it. A little bit of side note. Knowing the specific number of RPMs in this case doesn't really matter much, in my opinion, because the Honda Rebel 500 does not have a tachometer. So no tach, boys. This means you just have to rely on your own hearing, intuition, experience, and feel on knowing when to shift your gears. This wasn't a deal breaker for me though, since my old motorcycle, a Bajaj Avenger 220, didn't have a tachometer either. A lot of motorcycles don't have tachometers, so you just kinda, Next, fuel system. The Honda Rebel 500 has a fuel capacity of 11.2 liters and estimated fuel consumption of 26 kilometers per liter. This means with a full tank of gas, you should be able to travel approximately 291.2 kilometers, somewhere there. However, take note that fuel consumption will vary a lot depending on things like rider's weight, traffic conditions, and just how you ride in general, how you twist that throttle. Next, drivetrain. The Honda Rebel 500 is driven by chain and has a 6-speed transmission. So have fun switching through those gears. I know I do. Dimensions. The seat height of the Honda Rebel 500 is a comfortably low 690 millimeters, which means most riders will be able to swing a leg over it and sit on this bike. It also has a curb weight of 190 kilograms, which means it seems really heavy, but it actually won't feel as heavy once you begin straddling the bike between your legs. Wheels. The front tire is a 16-inch 130 by 90, and the rear tire is also a 16-inch but with a 150 by 80, which means the Honda Rebel 500 has thick boy tires, which definitely helps in keeping the bike stable while you ride around. Brakes. The Rebel 500 has a 2-channel ABS system. It has a hydraulic disc both in the front and rear wheel. The ABS feature has already saved me a couple of times as I rode around the streets of Metro Manila, which is filled with tons of reckless drivers. Important ABS these days. Instruments. Aside from having the basics like the horn, the light switches, the Rebel 500 also has a negative LCD instrument panel. I guess this means that it's blue. It is a digital panel that contains your speedometer, odometer, fuel gauge, signal/hazard light indicator, high beam indicator, neutral light, ABS light, oil light, and my favorite feature of all, a clock. Price. During the making of this video, the Honda Rebel 500 costs 375,000 pesos, or around 7,270 US dollars for the bike alone, meaning this price doesn't include insurance fees and registration fees. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with this bike. I do have some minor things that I didn't like, but they're very, very minor, such as the forks. The Rebel 500's forks are just too soft in my opinion. I mean, I'm not that heavy, but when you brake hard, like hard, and then the weight shifts to the front, you feel like you're just gonna fly off because it's so soft. It's really soft. So just ride safer, you know? Don't ride too fast so you won't need to brake as hard. That's what I do anyway. Next, plastic. I don't like some of the plastic that was used on the bike because they feel kind of flimsy and cheap. I'm talking about the signal lights and the thing that's at the bottom of the instrument panel, the LCD instrument panel. There's a circle thing that's flimsy, and like all of the bikes have that, all the Rebels. Next, the seat. I hope the seat was softer because my ass starts to feel sore after about an hour on the bike. It gets painful after a while. I guess it's what they did to keep the seat height low, but I don't know. It's okay though, but it would be better if it was softer. Conclusion. The Rebel 500 in my opinion is a badass but friendly bike from Honda. You will feel comfortable because the seating position is close to that of a standard or naked bike rather than the sitting position of a regular cruiser bike that you would expect that is like in front, like way in front. This one's more like you're sitting on a chair. That's how it feels. You'll feel confident riding it as well due to its low seat height, which means it would be difficult to drop your bike. I haven't dropped mine yet. I hope I never do. Praying for that. And finally, this is a bike you can use both in the city and in the highways. Honestly, I bought this bike because the Philippines has a weird rule on highways where expressways, freeways, where you can only use motorcycles that are 400cc and up. So I thought I need a bike that's 400cc and up in order to truly be able to go anywhere I want. So I bought this one, the Honda Rebel 500, and I believe I will keep it for the long run. Like, ever since I got it, I didn't want to buy another bike. It's like it's an good all-around bike. You know, it's comfortable. It looks aggressive. It looks badass, but it's comfortable. It's not so big that you can't lane split. It's not like an Indian Scout that's gonna be super heavy and long and thick. It's not that big, but it's not small as well that it still has a presence on the road. Like, people will see you on the road, so you will be safer. If other drivers can see you on the road, then my goodness, that's a win, because that's like a percentage of the accidents that's bound to happen to you just sliced off. So yeah, that's my review for the Honda Rebel 500. I hope you guys learned something, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.